That's the second time we've done Bridgestone, so like, but it was a different feeling this time, just because of the fact that it was three of us out there. They were hitting that stage. They were all born and raised from Nashville.
Hit the boogie woogie, hit the drive. Do a little twist and dance all night.
It is the best concert that I've ever been to.
Being able to have Snoop Dogg come out, and that might have been the loudest pop of the whole tour. I was known in the city, but that one was like one. It's like, yo, I left there, walking on the street, and everybody was like, yo, man, you killed tonight. I was like, man, this really feels crazy. Boston Walter was like, hey, man, I don't know if you ever heard of like Jelly Roll or know about it, but like he needs a DJ, bro. If you want to do this shit somewhere else, you should do it. And then Jelly gave me that same call, and he called me like, hey, Bubba, you want to go do this somewhere? The same thing you're doing here, 7 nights a week in different cities. I remember it was 3 people on stage at first. And now it's like you got 150 people putting together a show. Like walking into Bridgestone for the first time, just being down there, like it was just a different feeling, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was real cold chill. Like, yo, we're here. You know what I'm saying? Like, we did it. We really did. We did it in our hometown.
Do a little twist and dance all night.
This is the One Sheet presented by DistroKid. I'm Kyle Fortch. My guest today, he's a producer, a gold-selling producer with over 120 million streams on Spotify, one half of the Arena Rockerz, the official tour DJ for Jelly Roll, who just hopped off the sold-out, beautifully broken tour. DJ Chill, thank you for being here, man. I appreciate it.
Man, I appreciate you for giving me the opportunity, big dog, for real.
Hey, I mean, I appreciate you coming in your downtime. It's a sold-out tour, man. Like,
back home, I got a little time on my hands now, for sure.
That's awesome. How does it feel jumping off that tour, getting some time to yourself, kind of settling back in, the holidays coming?
It took a while. It took a couple of days. Like, I'll wake up and I'm still feeling like, oh, man, I'm supposed to be right here. I'm supposed to be doing this. Because, like, man, that schedule was tight. You know what I'm saying? It was like a 12-hour day every day.
Yeah.
And then you went by the schedule every day, bro. So that was 3 months of that. So.
That's crazy. Pull that mic just a little bit closer if you can. Yeah, that should be perfect. That good, Easton? Cool. All right.
Cool.
Yeah, man. Tell me about the preparation for the tour and kind of the difference in roles from being a tour DJ to an artist DJ to club DJs. Like it's all similar, but it's all very different at the same time.
Yeah, man. To be honest, I can kind of break it down all within the tour because I kind of was doing all three.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, between the tour. But I'll start off, man. I'm doing the intro, so that's more like that's kind of I don't know if you'll put that with the club or it's really just like kind of rocking bigger shows. But we'll do the intros with my dog Highlight. That's the other half of the Arena Rockerz. You know what I'm saying? That's dope. You said that too, man. But we'll start like that, and then as far as with Jelly as an artist, it kind of gauges. It depends on how big the artist you're with. You know what I mean? Some artists I can do more with my computer, but like when you have a full band out there, I'm more working with playback.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It's live triggering with the playback. Man, shout out to my guy Mark. He works with Jelly too, so he's the other half of my playback, and he does the rigorous work of, you know what I'm saying, figuring out how to do everything with the band and have other stuff in our ears, our in-ears. But I do all the live triggering, so it's like it's a count in before Jelly is ready to finish what he's saying, and we kind of match that together. We know exactly how to do that. So,
cool.
Yep. But that's artist DJing on my end of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome. You guys are. We just mentioned this before we hit record here. Oh, he's just gonna fix your mic.
Fucking sucks.
No, you're good. And let me know if I'm not talking loud enough or not. Cool.
Good. All right. Cool. Yeah, we were just mentioning before we started filming the Bridgestone Arena show.
Yeah.
Where you were born and raised here, Ernest from here, Jelly Roll, local as well. How was that walking into this arena and it's a sold out crowd in front of your friends and family? What was it like preparing for the show, and what was it like being out there once you got out there?
Man, it's insane. I'm gonna be honest, like this one was super dope just because of the fact that it was 3 of us out there. They were hitting that stage. They were all from, you know what I'm saying, from born and raised from Nashville, close to Antioch too. All, you know what I'm saying, all of it was tight knit. We've all been knowing each other for a while. So like that was definitely super cool. That's the second time we've done Bridgestone. So like, but it was a different feeling this time though. It was like, man, like being able to have Snoop Dogg come out and, you know what I'm saying, it's like just certain things that happen to be able to actually rock out 2 times in front of, you know what I'm saying, Nashville, not just one intro. This time I actually got time to show, you know, who DJ Chill is, Sue. it was super dope, man. Like, there's so many people that poured back. You know what I'm saying? So much love that we poured in the city, and we felt it back that night. So.
Man, I have to say, and this isn't just because you're here. I've said this on the episode before, or on the show before. I've said it to pretty much everyone that I've talked to since I've been here since then. It is the best concert that I've ever been to.
That's dope. I appreciate you saying that.
And I've been to a lot of shows. The production was top notch. The performances were top notch. It was an experience rather than just a concert. It was an overall experience, and you kind of knew it was going to be huge from when Ernest brings out Morgan Wallen as an opener.
I'm telling you, man, like we were kind of figuring out the schedule for that day, and like we didn't know who set it was gonna be on. So like I just got done my set, and I'm like, man, Morgan just came out. I was like, oh, it's gonna be one of those type of shows for real. Like it was super crazy, bro. Super crazy.
And you went on right before Jelly came out too, so you're on like double duty that night.
Definitely.
Because you're perform with the arena rockers, and how was that too? Because you were on the B stage where you're kind of surrounded by everybody rather than just looking out at it.
Yeah, so the idea happened last year. They put us on the B stage last year too. Like that was our first time of us like actually linking. That's Jelly's old DJ Highlight. So like he started with Jelly years back, you know what I'm saying? And he had an artist blow up and he went with the artist. And but that was our first time coming back. And man, that first time we did it, they were like, yo, we got to figure a way to have both of y'all, like, go out and do this together. I'm a super great DJ. He's a super great host. So it's like both of us together was just like, it really made sense. And, man, it's just a great vibe, bro. It's just a great vibe between both of us. And Bootleg Kev gave us a name, Arena Rockerz. So we're like, yo, you know what? We're going to go ahead and rock with that, man. Keep it going. So
that's cool, man.
Yeah. But the dynamic's dope. It's dope.
Yeah, that was I didn't see it at the shows on the rest of the tour, but I'm gonna see a second show when you guys are in Canada, in Calgary. Are you guys
Definitely.
on that tour too?
Definitely on Canada.
Dope.
Yep.
Cool, man. When you come to Calgary, anything you guys need, just let me know.
Dope,
show you
man.
around the city.
We're gonna have fun. I'm ready. I'm so ready for Canada, man. March can't get here fast enough.
Yeah. And it's cool because you're not just in the major cities either. You're in like London, Ontario. You're in kind of these smaller cities with still big arenas.
Right.
But they don't get a lot of the big artists. So I feel like those crowds are going to be crazy.
I always love that, man. Even when we're on the road, it's just like whenever it's a smaller area, like you already know how the arena's going to be every time, man. It's like it's so much louder. So much louder. You go to the bigger cities sometimes. Like sometimes you'll catch them to where they're loud too, but it's usually in those areas that you never really get anything out there, bro. And it's like, it's insane how loud they can get. For real.
What's like a day in the life for you as on tour, on the Beautifully Broken tour? Because you, like I said, you're doing double duty at the show, and then you're also hosting after parties and performing at the after party after. So you almost have a longer night than Jelly and the other artists.
I'm gonna be honest. Like one thing I can say about Jelly, like you'll never notice how much he does. Like if somebody broke down his schedule of a day, you'd be like, how in the hell do you do as much as you do? But my day was pretty busy too, man. Like it'll start around like 12. You know what I'm saying? That's when you get up and. Like I'm up way earlier than that, but that's when it really got the moving. But we'll start hooping around like 1 o'clock.
Okay.
Like, we did basketball every single day we could on that tour, man. Making sure all of us were trying to stay healthy. So we'll do that for like 2.5, 3 hours. So like we're done with that around 1, like 4. You know, sitting around that area, driving and everything, and then I'm getting ready for my first intro. So like that started usually around. What time did that start, man? Like 6:30. So like, you know what I'm saying? I'm gearing up from there to make sure I have everything right for that first one.
So you're like triple duty then on the show alone. You're like intro, and then you get another show for you, and then you get Jelly.
Yeah, so like in between each act, I'll bring them all. We'll bring them all out. So it was really insane. I'm gonna be honest, bro. It was like a whole lot. So like we'll do all 3 of those intros. I'll come out on stage with Jelly too on the main set. And then if we had an after party, I'll do that. So my day started around like 1 o'clock and it'll end around like 3.
That's crazy.
Yeah, we did. That was pretty much every show.
Man.
Yeah.
Definitely must be nice to have some downtime.
Yeah, man. It still feels like I love it because I get back home and it's like, yo, I got to be doing something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
still
it
amped up from everything.
Yeah, the same way like when you hit me, I was like, yo, let's do this. Because like, awesome. Yo, I'm ready to keep this thing going.
How do you plan your sets for each performance? It's
really almost like we have a mode. You know what I'm saying? So like we kind of know like intro. This is kind of like you're getting the heat up a little bit, and then the bangers. You know what I'm saying? We always like to end it with the last one with the slappers. But we had those playlists. But then also like it depends on the city. You know what I'm saying? You also got to do your research on the city, see what they like, what they want to hear. Like when we walk out there, like certain different things. What's the biggest song in this city? You know what I mean? So we'll add those in too, just to give it a little different hype. But we pretty much kept it base. Because we kind of knew with that crowd, like exactly what they needed. So it worked in every city, man. Like we would just tweak it up a little bit because we had so many songs. We want to keep it fresh sometimes. But most of the like big moments, you know what I'm saying, we kind of knew exactly what to do with those.
What were some of the best cities performing besides Nashville? Because obviously, like we said, the Nashville one was an insane show.
Nashville was crazy. Crypto Arena was insane. Another like star-studded night. Madison Square Garden, it's just legendary. You know what I mean? It's like that's one that everybody dreams to do. So
yeah,
that one
the
was
pinnacle of being an artist.
That's insane. You know what I'm saying? So that one was another wild night. What else was a good one? I was trying to think of some real good ones. Pittsburgh was a good one. That was crazy. Man, they were all like it kind of meshed together, man. Like after a while, like you kind of gauge it on like what kind of arena it was. Okay. But as far as like the experience, man, it felt the same every night. Sometimes it just got a little louder, but as far as the experience, bro, they were all wild. But those were some of the top ones for sure.
Besides the guests that came out in Nashville, what was the show pretty much the same all the way through? Because I know like some people for like the garden show or hometown shows, right, they'll tweak the show, maybe increase the production a little bit, obviously bring guests like you guys did. But was the rest of the tour pretty much the same in terms of like set list and everything?
Set list, pretty much almost how we run the intros. Like, okay, Jelly's kind of the same way, but he likes to stay spontaneous with stuff. So like it can be day of, you never know. Like with him, it can be 30 minutes before, it could be an hour before. You just never know when you might get a change. But most of it was the same, bro. Yeah, like we had a Snoop. That was a big one. You know what I mean?
When he came out, man, that place went nuts.
Went crazy. We had some songs with Aaron. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Aaron came out and did his thing with us. Yeah, I think that might have been the loudest pop. That was the loudest pop.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, of the whole tour. Yeah, him and Wiz were huge. Post was huge. But
where did Post come out? Because he was at the show.
Yeah, he came to show love. Yeah, Post came to show love. Post was at, I think, Madison Square Garden.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, that was Madison Square.
That's dope.
So that was a dope one. Post and Wiz, they were both at Madison Square. Man, that one was insane too.
That's unreal.
Yeah, was Wiz at Crypto? It's Crypto, one of them. But I just know, like, man, when all three of them came out, it was I have on in-ears, so it's like, yeah, when you can really hear that crowd through that's when you know. But like, it was shaking. Like my ears were shaking, bro. So like, yeah, those pops were wild.
Did you ever have on this tour, because it was 3 months long, 50 plus dates, did you ever have something go wrong on stage, and how did you kind of work through it?
Yeah, definitely, man. It's always things that you can't see that's going wrong. I've had times where my table, almost like when I was going out for my intros, like when I was cutting on my table, something wasn't going right. We've had times where it was like our in-ears, we can't hear the mic, or
that's a big thing.
Yeah, the music's not coming through on my side with it, so like we'll sit over there and figure that out. But that's all with timing, you know what I'm saying? Make sure you're on time, get out there. But sometimes the flow of the show, you can't really test it until it's time for you to go. So some things where you just gotta tweak it on the go. But it all worked out. Like most times you can't really tell, you know. Like me and Mark will have trip ups sometimes, even on a playback, but the crowd can't tell what's going on. You know what I'm saying? We've done it so many times, even with the whole band. Like we all just know how to go with the motion.
Right.
Even if we gotta cut off the click sometimes. Like if something happens out there on stage, we gotta cut the click off. But it's always a steady flow. You won't catch it in the crowd.
In-ears cutting out could be a pain in the ass. When we were shooting our show, we shot a lot of it at Municipal.
Yeah.
And a lot of the artists were they'd be on the stage, their innards would cut out. When they got to like the end of the stage, they would cut out.
It's certain points, and it's like sometimes you just really can't do anything about it. Like they could have been prepping all day, and still you get to that one point, man. It's like something just kicked it out the way, and it's not catching up in that one point. It's not picking up. That's happened a lot. Like especially there's just certain points on stage. You know what I'm saying? It's just and they'll fix them, and it just pops right back. You know, it's just how it is. Gotta get a better frequency or something like that. But
cool.
Yeah, man, it's dope.
Let's take it back to the beginning. How did you originally get involved in production and DJing, and what was like your introduction to music?
Introduction to music, man. I'm gonna be real. I've been around it for my whole life. Like my parents, my dad definitely has always listened to music, always old school. You know what I'm saying? It's always kind of been around me, but DJing started in college.
Okay.
It was around like when I really wanted to do it. It was in college, but I did my sister's Sweet 16 when I was like 13. You know what I'm saying? Just little stuff that I always hinted around. Like I think I want to play records. But
you went to Tennessee State, right?
I went to TSU. That's where it started. My first organization gym. We needed a DJ, and I was like, yo, this is my time. I had to fit myself right in, right there, and then the campus started to fall in love, and after that, man, that's when it just really started to take off.
Cool. TSU's dope. They just got a D1 hockey team.
I'm ready for the jersey, man. I gotta get the jersey. I'm definitely rocking on stage. I always rock TSU, man. Every tour I gotta find a way. If it's homecoming week, I'm not home. I got TSU on, so yeah, I gotta get that hockey jersey.
Dope.
For sure.
I'm excited, man. I work in hockey too, so when they said like I love Nashville, I want it to be my new home coming up in 2025. But seeing them get a Division I team is so sick.
It's a good thing, man. I'm telling you, like that hit our. I feel like we were on the road somewhere when I found out about that, and like all the hockey lovers in the band were like, "Yo, I need that jersey, bro. We gotta get that jersey." And I'm looking at like, "That's TSU, bro. That's my squad, bro." And then I saw that, like, "Yo, this is crazy, bro. It's dope." Yeah, I was happy for the team. I was happy for the school.
So you go from TSU to when do you start getting involved in producing and DJing, or did it all kind of come around the same time? Like you see DJing, how much success you're having at TSU, and then you just want to keep going?
DJing was first. It was I didn't know which one I wanted to do. It was crazy. I bought an interface, and I thought all the sounds were, like, I was young. I thought all the sounds were in the interface. Like I had no clue like really about it. I wasn't YouTubing enough. I was like, I'm gonna send the interface back because like I don't know how to produce yet. So I'm gonna send that back, and I'm gonna get the turntable. And then after that, that's when it went on with DJing. But after that, after I got out of college, it's when producing started for real.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was like right after college, and linked up with some artists in the city. One was Fredo Ruthless. He's still working too right now, doing his thing. But that was like one of the first artists that really gave me a chance on, you know what I'm saying, producing. He was huge, you know what I'm saying. So it was everybody in the city was really starting to understand, yo, Chill has a sound.
What started to take off first? Like, were you starting to get more opportunities DJing first, or more opportunities producing after you started working with artists? Being
the stature DJ I was, even at that time, it was easier for me to like get in on producing because like I could link with the bigger artists in the city. You know what I mean? So it was definitely an easier route that way for me. I was definitely a bigger DJ before. Okay. It took a while for me to prove myself though as a producer, but it worked out. Freddie was definitely one of the people that was like, yo, I need you, I want you on everything. So it was like that's when everybody was like, okay, I can hear it now. But it was really DJing. Everybody knew me as a DJ.
So how did you start working your way further up after TSU in terms of DJing? Were you doing clubs, or were you doing festivals, or how did you? Because there's a long way from TSU to Bridgestone Arena, Jelly Roll, Arena Rockerz.
I was around the city, man. I was definitely I built my name around the whole city. I was 7 nights out the week, and that's really where that's where all the attention really started. But it was definitely a long grind, and I was the biggest thing I could say I was doing at the time. It was a club called Limelight, and they had a happy hour, and it was huge. It was like 1,500, 2,000 people every Friday.
Damn.
So it was like it's still a big stage. You know what I'm saying? It was a free happy hour, and I would do that every Friday for a while. And my name got out there from that too. And then I did Vandy Commodore Quake, and that was Vandy's homecoming. But that's when I was like, yo, this arena, I feel like, you know what I'm saying, this could be something for real. I was already pretty. I was known in the city, but that one was like one. It's like, yo, I left there, walk on the street, and everybody was like, yo, man, you killed tonight. I was like, man, this really feels crazy.
That's cool.
But yeah. And then Jelly security guard and his best friend, they both put me on Rail in Boston with Jelly. And then after that, that's what takes you to Bridgestone. Yeah.
Were they just at a show one day and they saw you? And
So like when I was 7 nights out of the city, Rail is in the clubs a lot too. Like he does this thing, he owns some spots, and he's a promoter out here too. So he'll come out and see my set sometimes. So he already knew like, he can rock the crowd. Sounds good. He was out there doing his thing at Vandy too. You know what I'm saying? So that was real. And Boston was security some nights. Like when he was back home, he was already Jelly security, but when he was back home, yeah, he'll come out. He'll be our security man, and he's the one that was like, yo, you just come out here and do this. But it was real in Boston, man. They both set that up for me.
so did they want you to DJ for Jelly right away, or did they want you to work with them on the production side first, or?
It was DJing.
DJing.
Cool. Most times, like now it's production, but like
Yeah.
back then it was all, yo, why don't you come DJ? But it was definitely like, hey man, like I don't know if you heard of Jelly. I'll never forget it. It was a slow night too, and Boston Walter was like, hey man, I don't know if you ever heard of like Jelly Roll or know about it, but like bro, we've been killing it. He needs a DJ, bro. He's in like every city, bro. If you want to do this shit somewhere else, you should do it. And then Jelly gave me that same call. He called me like, hey Bubba, you want to go do this somewhere? The same thing you're doing here, 7 nights a week in different cities. Let's go out here and do it and still rep the city. Like, come on, let's go out here and do it. So I was like, yo, he called me right there. I was like, let's do this then.
How long ago was that?
That was like almost 6 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah, it's almost 6 years ago. It was like 2019.
Damn.
Yeah.
What was that first tour like?
First tour was it was crazy. It was way different than what I was used to. You know what I'm saying? Like it was a great night every night. And, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you're just not used to it, but it was like 500 cap rooms.
Okay.
So it wasn't just like too insane, but to be able to see people like give back so much energy and so much love to, like, you know what I'm saying, what you're up there doing. That's what really just made me fall in love with it. I was like, yo, I never want to leave the road. It was definitely that type of vibe. But the first tour was insane, man. It was definitely mind opening. Like let you know, like you feel like you're doing so much in your city, and then you get out, and you can walk the street, and no one knows who you are. You know what I'm saying? Until after the show, it's like, yo, I got a lot of work to do. That was my first tour. It was dope though, man.
Was it just in the U.S.?
U.S.
Cool.
US. Yeah, I feel like that was a big one for me. It was like, it was like 35 cities then. Damn. 35, 40 cities. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Wow. That was a big one.
So you got thrown right in there, kind of right in the fire. Big tour.
I feel like I was ready for it though. As far as vocals and like really like learning how to own the crowd, like that's something that's always been like I've always been a DJ that really like to use a mic. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a big mic man, but Jelly forced me into like, yo, you gotta figure out how to do this. You know what I'm saying? My last DJ, how like man, code on the mic, you gotta figure out how to do this. So it's like I had to really how to figure out how to rock a crowd with a mic too. So yeah, it's been dope. It's been cool.
That's something I feel like some people don't realize, because like you obviously have to have the skills as a DJ, but like you said, you got to know how to work the crowd on the mic too, especially coming up in those smaller, more intimate settings.
Exactly, man. Especially coming from hip hop too. Like it's
you're kind of the hype man and the DJ at the same time.
You got on both, or you got a hype man with you. You know what I mean? And I feel like it's good to have a hype man with you, but it's also good to be able to, like, if the hype man's not there, you can still go out and rock out. So I had to learn that the hard way though. Like I was always like I would trust in my DJing. Like I don't need a hype man. Like that for most of my DJ crew, I was like, yo, I don't need it. I had my best friend, like Gabe, he was out there with me. Like he's still doing his thing in Houston. And like, that was my first hype man though. Like, but I didn't want anybody else. Like it was, man, if it wasn't Gabe, it wasn't anything back in the day. I'll just do it. Just DJing only. Like that was how it was. How can I control the crowd by the next song I play? Or like how can the wordplay from this song go with this song and they can catch it? Like as long as I can get 30 people to catch that, then that was a good night for me. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's still rocking. But that was my whole get up at first, man. It's straight DJing.
Were you still working on gaining the more production skill through this tour, where you solely focus on the job at hand at that point?
This tour?
Yeah, the first tour. No, the first tour.
The first tour. First tour, it was DJing. It was really trying to figure out like touring. You know what I'm saying?
Cool.
Actually, like, and on that level, like, even then, like, we can look back on it now, like, yo, it's crazy how far, but like at that point, it was like, yo, this is like insane. 40 cities and it's back to back to back like this. Like, I've fucking never seen this many people back to back to back. You know? So, but production, bro, it wasn't really on my mind then. Like it was, but I was more so on like, yo, right now I gotta lock in on how to really learn this touring.
So going from that first tour to now, obviously the stage and the arenas are bigger, but what are some of the things that have stayed the same throughout you and your relationships with the crew and the group and your process that you've kind of kept with you that have worked the entire way?
Man, honestly, man, it's like, it's still like so many people have come in and built to the crew, but it's still like a nucleus of the people. Like he's a person that's like, man, you pretty much have to leave me. You know what I'm saying? You're with me, you're stuck with me. So like those people still being around all the time is kind of like what drives us. You know what I mean? That's the best way for me to say it. Like it's a real tight knit family right in there. So, but it's way different from the start. Like I remember it was 3 people on stage at first, and now it's like you got 150 people that are putting together a show. So yeah, it changes, but tight knit, man. It's the day ones. He always talks about the day ones, but yeah, you know, so the day ones are, man, it's real close.
Special thanks to our presenting sponsor, DistroKid. DistroKid is a service that more than 2 million artists use to put music into online streaming services such as Spotify, TikTok, Apple Music, Pandora, Amazon, Instagram, YouTube, and any others that you can think of. They don't even take a commission and offer unlimited uploads for a yearly subscription fee as low as $22.99. As many of you artists know, this is vastly different from the traditional model, which charges you up to $40 per release. And on top of that, they take up to 9% of your sales and streams. DistroKid also offers automatic payment splits, so you can easily pay your collaborators or be paid if you collaborate with someone or work on a track or album if you're a songwriter, producer, feature. And for all you cover artists, you can even upload your cover songs for $12 a year on DistroKid rather than paying a per release licensing fee. On top of all of that, they offer several free promo tools for DistroKid members and have several additional services like DistroVid for music video distribution and Mixia, their instant mastering service. If you're curious about artists who have used DistroKid and want to hear more about it from them, check out some of the testimonials at distrokid.com/love. DistroKid's goal is to reach more independent artists so that they can get their music out there. Use our promo code THE1SHEET for 30% off your first year when you sign up for a new DistroKid membership. Again, that's THE1SHEET for 30% off your first year when signing up for a new membership. So going from that first tour to the second tour, what was the jump in terms of the arenas? Like you go from, you said 500 cap rooms to, was it 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 or?
We did it was like the like 500 to 1,000 cap rooms. Like we'll still do some bars at first.
Okay.
But that went into like
theaters and stuff?
Theaters, bigger theaters.
Okay.
And then it was amphitheaters.
Cool.
Yeah, the amphitheater wave was super cool.
Yeah.
And then the smaller hockey arenas and smaller college arenas. And then now sometimes we've been doing a couple stadiums here and there, but now we're about to go out with Post and do that stadium run too. So
yeah, that's gonna be crazy.
Yeah.
And that's after the Canadian leg, right?
After Canadian leg, right afterwards. Yeah.
How much are you involved in planning the production of the show? Like all like the special production?
As far as that, man, he has a whole team for that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I come in on playback. You know what I'm saying? As far as like some of the stuff within playback, definitely. Like we have some control over it. But man, as far as the show, he has a great team that puts that together, man. So it's some big dogs, and I let them work it out. You know what I mean?
And like I said earlier, the most phenomenal production that I've seen.
Yeah,
I feel like the only one that I haven't been to that could compare would be like Taylor Swift in the stadiums.
Yeah,
but
that's
you guys, I'm
great.
excited to
That's a
see
great comparison.
Oh man, I'm excited to see what you guys do in the stadiums because just the production in the arenas is fucking crazy, dude.
Man, this year they did their thing, man. They really put it together. Shout out to John Manili and the whole team, man. They really work hard to make that production look how it is, man. Like the first time we did Bridgestone, it was super crazy too. But like it was just certain
When was that?
props. That was I think 2 years before we did it again. I think.
Okay.
Yeah. But it wasn't as many props. Like this time it was like the stage was a little different. I mean, we had more props coming out, more things shooting. Like it was a real crazy put together show, man. But yeah, shout out to the whole team for what they did. Cause I know how hard it was for that crew and them to put up that every day. And man, shout out to the whole team.
When did you start getting opportunities in the production along this line? And who was the first artist that you got like a cut with?
Like a major cutter?
Yeah.
Yeah. I work with, when I really knew it was going, I work with, it's a DJ Coop. He had me in the studio. And I got a cut with Club God. Rest in peace, Club God. It was a twerk song back in the day. I mean, it was going crazy. And then when I really knew, it was like, okay, it's really happening. It was when I was in the studio with Jelly, and then we walked downstairs and I met Brantley Gilbert, and we made Son of the Dirty South, and that's when it was like, yo, now it's kicking off.
Gold record.
Gold record, yeah, man. Gold record, man. Appreciate both of them for that one. And that was the first one with Jelly and Brantley. That was dope. Then we got Unlive with Yellow Wolf. That was another big one. It's like, okay,
What album was that?
That was with Set Chapel.
Okay.
Yeah. And that album's gold now, so
yeah,
that's super dope. But that's when I was like, okay, all right, we're really doing this.
Yeah.
We never stopped though, man. Every time we get out the road, it's always right back in the music.
Cool.
Like, but now it's moving so much, and you got to bring that computer with you. You know.
Are you songwriting too?
I'm dibbling dabbling in songwriting. You're gonna definitely see me on there, some songwriting credits for sure. Yeah, it's that's definitely something I'm working into next. So you'll definitely see that this year. For sure.
Which do you, out of the three, like DJing, songwriting, production, what are you most passionate about? Is it DJing because you've done it for so long, or are you just love to expand your?
I'll be real, man. It's like it's tit for tat with both of them. Cause
yeah.
Like I can sit there and sit on the computer and produce all day. You know what I'm saying? Make beats all day, and I can also sit in the club and it can be 2:30 and I just figured out like exactly what the crowd wants and I don't want to leave. You know what I'm saying? So I go through that all the time. They used to have to pull me out of the after parties this tour. Like, yo, bro, come on, we gotta get to the bus. I'm like, damn, I just figured the crowd out. Like I actually know, you know what I'm saying? It's like they're really going crazy. So it's like, man, it's still in me, bro. I hadn't left, and when you can see it at this level, it's almost like it's like a recharge. You know what I mean? It's right back to where I first started.
When you do those after parties after the show, I don't know if you would recognize people from the show because it's maybe the smaller shows, but are you seeing more people that didn't make it to the big your big show, like the arena show or the concert, and they just want to see you and interact with you at these after parties? Or
it was different cities, different things, man. Like sometimes we'll get out the car and it's like literally 50 people out there, and the line just becomes a whole like almost a meet and greet trying to walk into it. You know what I'm saying?
Cool.
They came straight from the concert at the after party, and some nights and like we would do like Tin Roof and some other spots, and they already have regulars. So
yeah.
like it's kind of like merging and figuring out how their regulars move, and then we already know that we can play some songs for the people that never Jelly. So it's like it was a cool vibe trying to really mess with that crowd like in different cities, but we figured it out, bro. Like we had some crazy after parties, bro. Crazy, man. Shout out to everybody that came out, man. Shabuzi, he was just about. When he was on the leg of the tour, Shabuzi was out there with us all the time, man. That's my dog, man. Yeah, bro.
He's killing it, man. He's everywhere.
He is going crazy right now, bro. Going crazy, man. Shout out to him, man. He's doing his thing. How you supposed to do it?
It's dope too that now the two biggest songs in Billboard history are country hip hop records.
It's wild, man. It's almost like sometimes you don't know if people wanted to merge, but it's merging itself. Like I feel like the people are showing it. Like, yo, they're listening, they're tuned in. Clearly, you can't take it off the charts. You can't take it off from that number one. So it's like, man, I'm gonna be honest, man. That whole wave is super cool because like even being with Jelly. That was all hip hop before Jelly. Like
Yeah.
that was like the first like real hit of country that I, you know what I'm saying, that I got. It was straight with through that camp. Like I would be listening to country all the time, rolling to the next city. I'm like, yo, I don't know if I like this or not, but it's cool, man. And then now I'm like, bro, you gotta put on this artist, you gotta put on this artist. Like it's crazy how it's gotten now, but bro, like being able to be in that country hip hop mix from the kind of when it was brewing, you know what I mean? It's super dope to see where it is now. Like every session you pretty much see now is trying to merge a country with a hip hop or popping this, like that melting pot of music is super dope now.
What do you think's driving it more, hip hop or country?
Country.
Really?
I don't know, man. I've been around it. I think, you know what I'm saying, I've been around it now. I think like I feel like I've seen more like hip hop artists want to come into the country lane. You know what I'm saying? Like as far as like work with the country artists.
Sure.
Like now, as far as the labels, I don't know if labels are pulling out there, but it seems like from what I'm looking at, the artists are definitely coming from the hip hop side, want to work on the country side.
Damn, see, I thought it was the other way around.
I feel like it can go both ways though.
For sure.
It just depends on the artist. Like some of these artists that are country, like some of their favorite artists are hip hop people. So that's a dream for them to work with that artist too.
You look at Wallen, like he's interpolating Young Thug. He's using a lot of different hip hop sounds, especially in the last album.
Yeah.
Like and there are other country artists too now using like trap drums and stuff like that. So I always thought it was, maybe it's just me because I grew up a hip hop guy before I was ever in the country.
I'm the same way. I'm
like,
way.
it's all hip hop. Like hip hop's driving this whole thing.
But like when you're inside of it and you kind of like you're hearing where it's coming from. It just depends on the artist too. But from what I'm looking at, man, it's mostly like, man, hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Hip hop wants to merge in. It's a cool thing to see, bro. I love it because for me coming from hip hop to be able to hear that, it's like, yo, this is super dope. You know what I'm saying? But like with the artists like Morgan and Jelly, I feel like they have hip hop feel in them regardless. Like it's just, it's a part of them. So it's like, yo, that 808 had to be in there for that. You know what I mean?
Jelly was doing hip hop before he started doing country though, wasn't he?
Real hip hop, like real
like
deal,
rapping,
bro. Like you can go on YouTube, go check it out, go listen to some of the old tapes. But Jelly was real hip hop, bro. It was like that 07, 06 type. You know what I'm saying? That's when it was hitting it hard before it got country hip hop. But like, yo, he was going crazy.
And then by the time you got with him, he's doing country. You're like, shit, I missed his hip hop wave.
The full like mixtape era. That was definitely a highlight, man. He definitely got to catch that, bro. But like, it was cool, like being where I stepped in was like super dope, man. Because like it kind of geared me for like where music is now. Because like it was still that melting pot then. It was so unique. Like it wasn't too many people worrying about it. Like it wasn't too many people doing it. It was his own little thing. And now you're seeing both sides when I try to figure it out. So it's like super dope being around it when it was kicking up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who are some of your biggest inspirations when you started DJing and producing that you took little things from that you said, hey, I can use this to grow my skills or use as inspiration or?
Yeah, man, I can be honest. Like a couple of DJs, man. DJ Scream, like mixtapes back in the day, like just hearing his voice on mixtapes was like huge to me. So like Scream was always an inspiration. Khaled, you know what I'm saying? Like seeing Khaled rock out on the stadiums and like being able to bring artists back that he worked with is like, yo, like that's what you want. That's being out there looking at that's what you do it for. You know what I mean? You can bring out the biggest artists in the world and you got a song with them and you're playing it. It's like that's the ultimate goal. I
feel like he merged like being a producer, being a DJ, and being an artist all into one.
Yeah.
He's everything.
Being a great businessman. He's all of it, you know what I'm saying? He put it all in one. But like even like looking back, looking at anything he does and like what he talks about is just it really puts fire underneath your ass. Like, yo, you gotta get out here and do this shit. You're not going hard enough.
Yeah.
You're still not going hard enough. Yeah. You just got a tour. You no time to sit down, bro. Like they didn't sit down. That's where they're at. So it's just good to have people like that. You just know they're still grinding. What the hell you sitting down for, you know?
Is that something that you would want to kind of evolve more into your game? Because I mean, you're already, like we mentioned earlier, you're doing the artist thing. You're doing DJ, your production, would you ever kind of want to merge them like Khaled more so than you are now? And like, would you ever put out like an album with a bunch of artists or?
Definitely, man. Like I definitely feel like that's it's all timing. You know what I'm saying? But I definitely feel like that's on the route.
Cool.
That's on the route, man. I feel like I'm building my relationships now, so it's like it's all fall in. It's gonna all fall in, man. You'll see it very soon, man. That's the best way to say it. But an album definitely produced by me, you'll definitely see that soon.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Are there some artists that you're working with behind the scenes now that you can mention that you have some stuff coming out, or is it all under wraps?
Right now it's under wraps. I'm gonna be honest, man. I kind of switched the way I used to do things. Man. I used to tell them, man, but like I've had some songs that didn't come out. That was just like, yo, it kind of was like, man, it's kind of a conscious thing now. It's like, yo, this don't even. I don't think it was the reason I said something, but it was definitely like more like, yo, you might as well just not say it until it comes out.
Fair.
Yeah,
I've done that too. I'll get super excited about something, and I'll start yapping to people, and then I'm like, oh shit, and then they're like, yo, whatever, what happened to that song or what happened to that project? I'm like,
that's the worst part.
Shit, yeah, it didn't really work out.
That's the worst part, man. You know what I'm saying, especially when you put it on your page and people repost and this, that, and shit. Like, then now they're asking, yo, what did happen to that song, bro?
Yeah,
trying to get that response is definitely terrible. So like after those, I was like, yo, you know what? I'll just hold off until y'all see what's going on.
What were some of the? Can you mention some of the ones that you ended up talking about that didn't come out? Or you don't want to, you don't even want to put that back into the atmosphere.
I don't even want to put it back in the atmosphere right now, man. You never know. Like I feel like it's crazy, man. Yeah, it's crazy with songs too, man. Shit, you never know they'll ever come back out. So it's like
for sure.
I'll just leave it on the wraps until y'all might see it and we'll talk about it then.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing too with music. Like, sometimes you can put together a record and then 5-10 years down the road, you're like, oh, I have this in the vault.
And it's a hit.
Let's put it out. It's a hit,
man. Sometimes stuff is just timeless, man. Some music is literally timeless. You can come back down to it 7 years later. It's like, yo, forgot about this, but this right here is perfect timing for now. So
I do that. I sometimes see that with some of the songs that I wrote like years and years ago.
Yeah.
Like I'll see stuff that I wrote when I was like 18. And I'm like, damn, there's parts of this that could work now.
Still.
Yeah.
And you can probably feel that passion too, like back when you're younger too in the songs. Like it's cool to just go back. Sometimes I can go back and listen to some of my first beats and I'm like, yo, all right, this one was trash, but then you hear another one like, yo, this one right here was like, I hear where I was going with this. Like I can hear what time it was in the, you know what I'm saying, when I was producing. Like that's a cool part of going back and listen to some of those old beats, man. But yeah, bro.
Sometimes records are just before their time too. Like you're ahead of the game a little bit, and it's just you gotta let it simmer.
That's the part that sucks about timing sometimes, man. You don't know. You don't know until it's later on. Like, damn, it could have been that, or it can come back around. Like, yo, it's time to finally drop this. You know what I mean? But yeah, bro.
Would there ever be an Arena Rockerz album? Or you guys more?
I'm gonna tell you right now, with the Arena Rockerz, be on the lookout for a single first. I'll say that, but definitely an album could be on the way too.
Cool.
I'm telling you, man. That's between both of us. You never know what the hell could happen with that for sure. Like that can definitely be on the way sooner than you think too. But a single first. Trying to get out there, man. Figure out something on the charts with the Rockerz on it. That would be super dope. You know what I'm saying? It could be a remix. It could be a original. So
when throughout all the times that you've been on tour and making music and DJing, do you have a one moment where it clicked and you were like, this is changing. Everything's changing.
I've had a couple, man. This speak on maybe two, man. I could say Red Rocks. When we did Red Rocks, I was like, yo, I was just looking out. I was like, yo, this is insane, bro. This is definitely what I really want to do. And being able to double back on Madison Square, because we did it back for Jingle Balls.
Okay.
Yeah, and to be able to double back and sell it out, you know what I'm saying, as a headliner, you know what I'm saying, a part of a headliner, that was just looking at that one like, yo, we're in New York right now. This is like the mecca of, you know what I'm saying, all the arenas. Like, yo, this is really, really, really happening. Yeah.
Was that something you dreamed of when you first got into music? Was the Garden?
I'm gonna be real, man. Like I'm a Tennessee boy, so it's like like
Bridgestone,
Bridgestone, Nissan. Those were the routes, man. Anything with the Titans DJ type of situations, like those were like kind of what I was thinking. 'Cause I always stayed close to home. Like,
Okay.
I went to TSU, you know what I'm saying? Everything was
Yeah.
real close to Nashville, but you always would hear about Madison Square. Like it was more so that like, yo, really faint in the back, like, yo, that would be crazy. You know what I'm saying? If that ever happened, that would be crazy. You know you're doing it. You know you're really doing what you want to do. But it ended up happening though, man. That's super cool, man. All those spots I've been able to touch, man. So it's super cool.
What was the feeling the first time you walked into Bridgestone or Nissan compared to the first time you walked into MSG? Obviously, they're like you just said, you're a homebody. You know, this is.
I'm gonna be real. Like watching documentaries and like after playing MSG and like kind of when you start to piece out certain spots or like, you know what I'm saying, like, whoa, I really played that arena. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what really made that special. With Nashville, it was just walking into Bridgestone for the first time, just being down there, like when we were rehearsing in the annex, it was just a different feeling, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was real cold chill. Like, yo, we're here. You know what I'm saying? Like we did it. We really did. We did it in our hometown. And then Nissan is just that was definitely insane. I was in CMAs. That was insane, bro. It was just a feeling like, yo, this is where the Titans play, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like this is
NFL stadium.
It's
70,000+
NFL
people.
stadium, bro. So it's just like, man, how, you know what I'm saying? It's like you wish for it, but like you never really know if it's gonna happen. But that was the one time I was like, yo, just looking around at that whole thing, I was like, man, this is insane, and it moves so fast. Like you got to go back afterwards, wake up the next day, like, yo, that really just happened. But,
Yeah.
It was a great experience, bro.
When you first started music, was your family and friends, were they supportive, or were they like, what are you doing? Come on.
Yeah, I'm gonna be real. Like my parents are both like not just fully 9 to 5 because my dad's an entrepreneur too. Like, but they're both like by the book, and you know this works out with this, and you need this plan for this. And I was always kind of on full out trying to figure out this DJing and producing, like however the hell that can happen.
Yeah,
this is what I want to do. But they've always been supportive. They've never been like, man, hell no, you don't need to do this or anything like that. They've helped out with equipment. Like my mom always used to buy stuff for Christmas. It was in music, you know what I'm saying?
Cool.
Just kind of keeping me geared into that. But they really started seeing it later on. Like, yo, this is. Now you don't have to worry about a backup plan. Like, all the those type of talks.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Shifted out. But
Make sure you have a plan B.
Right. That all started to shift. You know what I mean? When it really started moving. But and that's a great thing. That's a great feeling too. Like when your parents stop talking about that type of stuff, it's like, oh, all right, we're doing something right here.
Then they start talking about, hey, when's that house coming?
Right. Things like that. Can I get some tickets for a friend for a show? So you know what I'm saying? I'll take those all day. I take that all day though. But nah, man, they've always been supportive.
That's awesome.
There's always a second side to it, but I'm happy we lifted that off now. So it's just all go on the music.
I feel like it can go either way. So a lot of people have the opposite story where the family wasn't supportive. They're like, got to get a real job. Like enough of this entertainment shit. Like it's always like, do you know how many people, 1 in a million, whatever, you think you're gonna be that one? Like, yeah, bitch, I think I'm gonna be the one. Like that's how you make it. You can't not think you're gonna be the one. Or else
so hard, man. You know what I'm saying? They're worried for you too. Like, you know, they've seen so much stuff. So I feel like that's where they speak from, until they can finally see you doing it. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes some people take those words and stop what they're doing, man. It is in me. I was just like, yo, there's no whatever they're talking about. I'm gonna listen. I'm gonna listen to them, be respectful. But I gotta go over and do this. And it worked out. It definitely worked out. It was a risk, but it worked out.
I promised my mom an island when I was like 16. That was how I kept it going. I was like, anytime she'd circle back, like, hey, you have a plan B? Like, how's school going? I'm like, you remember that island? Like, it's coming.
I talk like that all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, I told your mom, like, look, I'm serious. Like, if I'm saying whatever, I'm gonna be a millionaire from this. I'm gonna be a millionaire from this. I'm gonna do it. So it's like, nah, I think she can start to see, like, okay, I think he's talking for real now. You know what I mean? It's super dope. Super dope.
Sees you on stage at Bridgestone, and she's
Right.
like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, like that whole experience, having a family there was a great feeling, man. My sister, her boyfriend, family, both my parents were there.
Were they at both shows? At both Bridgestone shows?
Both. Yep.
Cool.
They went to both, so they got to see both sides, man. They sent that text me almost like in game stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's just fun for them to be able to see that after doing so many cities, and now you're performing for your parents out there too. Like it's a different energy that comes out of you.
Did you ever get to take them backstage at all? Show them kind of
For
behind the
sure.
scenes?
That's where they started. You know
Cool.
what I'm saying? I had them backstage kicking it with everybody. They're outside, man. For the anytime we're home, they're definitely backstage. They saw Jelly. They were walking around, man. Saw some artists too. So,
That's awesome.
yep.
Since you're born and raised in Nashville, like you're very passionate about your home, about the city.
Love it.
Who are some up and coming hip hop artists that you think are going to be on the rise, are going to be stars? Because I mean, people look at Nashville still that don't know it, and they're like, it's country music.
Country.
It's
Yeah.
not. It's not just country. It's all the bars are country.
Right.
Besides, I mean, Jelly Roll is now probably the only guy that was a hip hop guy that has his own bar now,
So
and
my
the first local
one. Yeah, I say first local. Yeah.
But in terms of hip hop, yeah, who are some of the up and comers that are gonna go somewhere from Nashville?
Yeah, man, we got talent here, man. So much. I've been in that scene for so long now, man. It's so many names I can name, and I just say just a couple of them, man. You got Fredo Ruthless. That's who I've been working with a whole lot. My little brother Gans, man. I've been working with Gans, man. He has a lot of talent. It's an artist named Big Top. He works with Starlito underneath his label. He's doing his thing.
Cool.
Lil Bree, man, it's Lotus Music. There's so many artists, man, I can name right now that really out here pushing. You know what I'm saying? Even the female, Sweet Poison. Just saying a couple names, but I feel like they all have so much potential, man. It's just now it's time to put the light on it. You know what I'm saying? We've had a light on country music in this city for so long. It's dim the light on that. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like if you go to Atlanta and you're trying to hear about country music or something, you know what I mean? It's like that's kind of where we've been at, and underneath that shadow. But I think it's time for the light to shine on them too. So,
do you think you mentioned Atlanta, which is obviously big for film and TV too? Do you think Nashville is going to be like the next place that kind of really explodes in terms of film and TV, or do you think Atlanta's too close?
as far as film and TV, man, like
Because everyone's leaving LA, I find.
I know a lot of people coming here.
Yeah.
A lot of people come here. It's a whole lot
Which is
more
like good and
marketing.
bad, because you get a lot of the influencers that come out
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
They try to run things the same way they do in LA.
I feel like
and
they figure out quick, man. And even hearing it from them, it's like, man, they love it here because it's so much more chill than being out there in LA. Like it's a different pace, but they can come out here and people are way more cool about things. But
no one gives a shit. Like
that's how it is. Like,
what you've done, who you are. It's
you
like
can be in the room. That's what they love. You can be in the room with anybody, man. It's more about your vibes. Like you know what I'm saying. People in Nashville try to, especially the big artists, gravitate towards genuine people.
Yeah,
like that's really what it is, man. You'll see a lot of them. It'll shock you how cool they are.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, so. But double back on your question. I feel like we kind of slid off.
No, it's all good. The film and TV, Nashville.
Film and TV, bro. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, bro. Like, it could happen, man. It's so much coming to the city right now, bro. I don't feel like far off if it's not already in the plans that they're building something big here. You know what I'm saying? You just never know in Nashville right now. Like every time I come home, like I call it Crane City now. Like it's you know what I'm saying? Music City is cool. It's Crane City for the past
always something getting built.
Past 10 years. It's been cranes everywhere you look. So I mean, you can just never know what's gonna come out here now, bro. I'm just happy to see labels are starting to come down, and music is from LA is coming down, and so hopefully we can integrate that with the hip hop too.
Who specifically have you seen come from LA in terms of labels and?
LA, man, I'm gonna be honest, man. It's so many people coming down. So,
Sorry?
I mean, Prescription.
Prescription.
Yeah, Prescription is definitely one of them. But it's a couple, man. Like Rock Nation has some down here. Like,
do they?
Yeah, I don't know if it's on the music side, but I know it's just like just to hear those names even coming down here. It's crazy. So
cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I mean, I love seeing Nashville grow. And it's like I said, I hadn't been here in 2 years. I get back, I'm like, damn, it was almost like I've never been here before in some places.
Every time I get off tour, bro, it's like, yo, it's so much new stuff. It's like, man, somebody tells me about something, at least 3 things new every time I get back home. You know what I mean? It's like you start to forget about the other little stuff. It just looks so much different every time you get back home. But
There's new buildings and 5 new bars on Broadway. Like,
I'm one of the people though, man. I've been in my whole life, man. I love it though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not one like I don't like change, man. I love this. I love to see the city elevate. Like we're gonna look back, like man, it's a real big city now. I love the big city feel. Like it's cool. I like to see where it's going, man. And it's cool being able to network with new people, like coming from LA, like people we'll never see here.
yeah.
Some people don't even know who they're standing next to. But there's somebody huge from LA, or somebody huge coming from here just to be here for a weekend.
And they can walk around and no one's going to bother them. Like,
It's becoming a cool hub for them, man. It's like
Yeah.
it's a cool little spot for them to come out, man. It's really, like I said, man, it's just really laid back. Everybody just does their own thing, but and that's what a lot of them love about it.
from all the times that you've been on tour all around America, do you have a couple like crazy fan moments that stick out to you, whether it's for you or for artists that you've been on tour with?
I was trying to think of some good moments,
Like-
man. It's so many, bro.
It could be even like scary moments where you're like, yo, chill the fuck out.
It's a couple of those, man. I can say, well, when we first started, bro, like sometimes some fans like can get so like they can get so worked up they actually really get mad at the person. They're really not even mad at them, but they feel like they're mad. Maybe liquor or whatever they're on.
Yeah.
But it was one time, bro. Jelly couldn't make a show, and we were like, "Fuck it, bro. We about to go out there and rock it ourselves, bro." I got Boston. Boston was like, "Bro, I'm gonna be Jelly today." So Boston went out there. Was like, "Bro, we were on the mic, bro." Like we already told everybody though, but it was somebody in there still giving them some little problems, man. It was like she tried to get on stage, and we had to some things, had to handle some things. It's earlier in the situation, but things like that can happen so fast, bro. And then on the other side of things, like I can definitely say, I'm trying to think of like a crazy one. It's like just not like a bad situation. Like it's a fan moment, like. Man, just taking it to where, bro, like signing and taking pictures, like to where I can't even get backstage to start the set. Like that type of fan interaction is crazy. You know what I mean? Like hopping off the B stage and man, I'm right there. I'm taking 20, 30 pictures. I'm signing people's stuff like in an arena. You know what I mean? It's like you don't think about it until you're out of that room. It's like, yo. Man, you're really signing autographs and taking pictures with people, man. Can't even get on stage. It's a dope experience.
You got people in your ear like, hey, you got to get back here. Your show's got to start.
You gotta go. Like it's always somebody grabbing. Like, yo, it's time for you to go. You gotta go over there. So
You're like, but my people.
I'm telling you, man, so much fun, man. You want to gravitate to as many people as you can.
Yeah.
Too. Like it's all love, man. You don't want to feel like you're just too big. That's one thing about our camp, man. None of us want to feel like we're too big. Like
That's the thing in Nashville too. It's like you see artists from LA or other places that they get that big head once they feel, or they get a little bit of fame, a little bit of money.
Right.
They're like I'm above everybody. In Nashville, you don't see that. And in Nashville, it's more, I feel like it's more, how can we bring each other up? How can we work together? Than, hey, how can I step on you to get to the next place?
Yeah, man. It's definitely been like that for a while, man. It's more tight knit. It's still tight knit, even though people coming in. It's what was built here. It's so tight knit. It's people kind of have to fall into how we move and play. So I think that's why people love it so much, bro. Honestly, I think that's why they love it so much, man. But yeah, bro.
Cool.
Yeah.
Before I let you get out of here, give me your top 3 producer DJs, dead or alive. I know I asked you about your inspirations earlier, but now dead or alive, and your top 3 hip hop or country artists. You can mix them.
Okay, top 3. It can be a producer or a DJ.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. In no specific order.
No specific order.
All right, cool.
I won't put you on the spot that much.
Okay, cool. Producers, DJs, like I said, man, Khaled, Metro Boomin. This last spot is so hard because there's so many people that can slide in that slot, but I'm trying to think of somebody, man. I'm big on those two. producing camps, I definitely listen to a lot was 808 Mafia. So
Okay.
I'll put that in there then. You know what I'm saying? So they know all the producers from there. So definitely that way. As far as artists, this is a tough one, man. Put me on the spot right now. Favorite right now?
Yeah.
Right now,
You can do all time if it makes it easier, but
okay.
I'll let you.
Yeah. Definitely one on the list. You already know. I listen to him all the time because I'm with him. But Jelly's definitely on there, man. That's the number one for sure. But listening to Boozy a lot too. Like not even just on the road with him, but
Yeah.
like I've been watching his whole trajectory, man. That's one person I listen to a lot. And I'm this is right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna do it all the time. This is right now. But
Sure.
hip hop side, I really want to do two and two. You know what I'm saying? That was my country. But like if I got two hip hops too, but like I've been listening to Low Shimmy right now. Man,
Okay.
he's been going crazy. Like definitely somebody I've been listening to a lot. He has vibes, man, from Florida. And I like Casco Band. I like that whole wave. But yeah, that whole sexy drill or whatever they call it, like cool drill music,
Cool.
like that's definitely that's a cool wave too. So I can give you those four.
Cool.
Those are four right there.
Do you have one? If you could pick one artist that you would put out your next single with, besides Jelly,
Okay, yeah.
who would it be? Or put out a single with, I should say.
Single with. Yeah.
Or an album. Hell, let's or an album. Or an album.
Either way, this is hard, man. Listen, like I'm going through my brain of artists right now. Man, that's one. I know that. That's one right here, man. I'm trying to give me a little second here. Let's see here. I work with. It doesn't matter what side, hip hop or whatever.
No, it doesn't matter.
Just one artist.
It can be hip hop, country, it could be R&B, any genre.
I got you. Man, let's see here. So many, bro. So many major artists, bro. I want to work with, man. I'm trying to think of, trying to narrow it down on one. I say hip hop. Yeah, I'll even. Man, I want to give one of each, man. But
You can give one of each.
Okay,
Give one of each.
I bet. So if it's not, you know what I'm saying, Jelly's off the list for sure. But hip hop, Future, bro. Like Future is definitely like I always listen to those style beats, the way it flows, man. Future. On the countryside, man, it would be super dope to work with Morgan. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Morgan, somebody that's definitely like I've always liked this style of beats. Of course, I'm a hip hop producer, so like hearing that is crazy, man. Yeah. So Morgan on the countryside, like Future on the hip hop side for sure.
Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome, man. Last thing I'm going to ask you to do when we cut cameras here, I'm going to give you one of these cards. And
Okay.
all I want you to do is write down, it could be a piece of advice, it could be a thought, it could be a mantra or something that's important to you, that's helped you, along your path in your career.
Okay.
And think about it from someone watching or listening that could want to do what you do. And whether it's production, whether it's DJing, songwriting, since you're getting into it, on tour, anything like that, we'll write it down, and I'm going to post it with when we release the episode. Cool, man.
I got you.
All right, man. I appreciate you being here. Congrats on
appreciate
everything
y'all
so
again.
far. I'll see you in Calgary in March when we
Gonna have fun out there, bro.
Yeah,
I'm telling
I'm gonna drop this before that drops, so we'll be good to go, man.
Cool,
All right,
man.
I appreciate
Super
you, man.
dope, man. Hold on.